wafting moment. The winner takes it all.
Yeah, baby! I would, wouldn't you?
So shall we tell people whilst we're sitting here what we're actually painting and drawing here? Because we're, like a lot of people, great fans of Abba and the Mamma Mia film, and having watched that, we're on the island of Skopelos where the film was actually made.
Lots of it was filmed here.
Lots of it was filmed here indeed. And this particular picture that we're painting is the monastery, the church where Meryl Streep sang Winner Takes It All and then runs up to the wedding. And we are currently painting that church.
Nice climb.
Yeah. Did you count the steps?
I certainly didn't go over the rocks. I went right up to the top, yeah.
Did you count them?
No, I
Steps?
didn't. No, I was too busy watching my feet.
Go and do it again.
It's like a belay dancer or a root dancer.
Something I didn't know before I got here is the two little buildings that are atop here, tiny, tiny, tiny little buildings. So the church itself, they had to build a bigger facade, and the interior was a set.
Yeah.
So you would never
Yeah.
fit the number of people into these buildings that were actually on the film.
So although we have footage here that you will see of the church, and
Or may have seen if I've put it in earlier.
yes, indeed, it may not necessarily be as we see it on the film, but that's okay.
Yes.
It's all part of the magic, isn't it?
Magic of the movies.
Yeah.
And here, for the Mamma Mia church, Dionysius and Sharonus Artisticus setting up for painting.
This tree was covered in little hairbands, and I've been looking online and I can't actually work out why or how they're there. It's at the beautiful old olive tree at the top of the rock by the church, and there's little hairbands and ribbons all tied into this olive tree. So if anybody out there knows why they're there and what the story is, we would love to know. Please let us know in the comments. Thank you. And we've come out, we've had to be a little bit sneaky because we've come here away on a holiday with our partners, our husbands, and we've had to be a little bit careful about our filming because it's supposed to be a holiday. We didn't want to interrupt their holidays
Really rub it in,
much.
you know.
We said, oh, by the way, you know you were going on a holiday. Well, we're just going to use this as an opportunity.
To film for the brush dippers, yeah.
Yes, so we have, this is kind of, it was our only time where we've stopped and actually filmed us doing the painting, isn't it?
Yes.
And then there's plenty of footage of around the island as per our holiday.
And by the same token, if you're, you know, when you're listening in and you hear the odd comment from the sidelines, that's our other halves chatting away either to each other or to us about
All butting
what
in.
they're seeing, yes.
Because it's their holiday too, and we
Yeah.
made them sit and wait. But they were very good. They said they didn't mind.
We've decided anyway that we're going to keep them, put it that way, haven't we?
For now. And at the base of the hill peak, what would you call it? There were some huge slabs of rock, wasn't there?
Yes.
And there were grey bits of rock and brown bits of rock and even, you know, with little pink bits of rock and amazing colours.
I think the geology here is quite fascinating because when you really start to look around, we've got seams of marble in everything, haven't we?
Yeah.
You can see the marble through the rock. We'll show you some
Sandstone.
pictures. There's sandstone and there's a pink marble here as well, which we can actually see in some parts of these rocks that we were looking at and painting.
There's a green.
There's a
which-
green.
I wonder if that's something like aventurine or
I
something
don't
like that.
know,
It's
it's
just
really exciting.
beautiful. There are little bits of greenery just clinging to the edge of places, weren't
Yeah,
they?
sticking out here and there.
Do you know what I think?
Mm-hmm.
I think you and I are enjoying this because we normally yakka continuously.
I lose the ability to do that when I'm really in the zone.
Engaged, yes.
Usually under difficult circumstances, like freezing to death somewhere on the side
Yes.
of it, side.
God, how many places have we been and frozen
Oh,
half to death when painting?
Crikey, O'Reilly. I think the Norwich episode was probably the coldest. So
It's what, 5 degrees?
it was 5 degrees, yes. So if you want to see me in this silly hat, go back and have a look at the Norwich episode. Good one to make you laugh.
It was. It was a lovely, lovely day, but it was cold.
We were sitting painting down the street, weren't we?
St Benedict Street.
And we were just sitting on the other side of this cobbled street on the pavement
Yep.
painting, and a chappie turned up for the
For the barbers.
for the
Is that what you mean?
Yes, Turkish barbers, wasn't it?
Yes.
And in this flashy car, and he pulled up and he parked the flashy car literally feet away from us, right in front of the view we were painting, and we were pretty obvious about it.
Yep.
And when he came back out, he stood there and with his brand new haircut and his t-shirt on a freezing cold day and said, "Oh, you could have painted that if you wanted to."
It's like, no, we didn't want to.
I didn't want to paint your car.
He was parked on a double yellow, wasn't he?
Yeah.
We had a lovely couple of days though,
Mm.
visiting sites like this. Taste
Beautiful.
magic. So when we came away yesterday, we got quite chilly because we were sat in the shade and it was windy, and we tested the patience of the
The saint, I should think.
well, yes, well, our husbands anyway. So we just felt we just needed to finish things off. And coming away from it, I think I've said to you before, I tend to use a Bockingford paper. And for me, I'm using this Saunders Waterford, which is interesting, but it's very sucky paper, I call it. It absorbs everything.
Thirsty.
And so I've struggled to get my colour to stay. It's not as colourful as I thought I'd painted it on the day. And it's also not, the darks are disappearing, so I'm having to come back in and reiterate some of those because they just seem to have absorbed into the fabric of the paper. So I'm just trying to add more to it, really.
Yeah.
And there's big swathes of it that I never quite got to, so. I don't know about the boys running out of patience either, but I'd kind of.
We were cold, weren't we?
chill,
It was a breezy day, and it was quite cool.
All right, we could have sat in the sun, but you couldn't see
Yeah,
the
well, the
bloke.
sun went round, didn't it?
Yeah, which makes me also think in the film they must have shot that scene at dawn because
Yes,
the sun
it
set on
wouldn't
the
have
other
worked.
side of the island.
Yes. Yes, it wouldn't have worked. And it didn't help yesterday that the sun actually went round whilst we were working on it.
Yes.
So one minute we had beautiful bright sunshine, and then the whole lot landed up in shadow by the end of the
Changed,
session,
didn't it, dramatically?
Yeah, the whole lot. So here are my sparkly twinklies. So I'm going to put some green in, throw it around a bit,
Pin on the floor, pick it up.
and then I can come in with water and just gently nudge it and budge it
You
and
can
smudge it.
nudge your sparkly.
I can.
I find these finishing touches, the little bits that go into the rock and all of that kind of stuff, I find them quite relaxing to do. It's just
Yes.
doodling, really, isn't it?
Take your time and slowly work your way through.
Tiny little marks.
Trying to get some shadows into mine because I just didn't manage yesterday to get enough depth of colour into
nor
it.
did I. Just going to have a look at what you did. Yes, you did.
What?
There was a tree there,
Yes, there
wasn't
was.
sticking
Yes,
out the
yes.
top, so I'm going to put some of that in.
Just got to come into that though and soften it a bit because it's too hard. It was hanging on by the. Well, there wasn't a lot of greenery on it.
Although this paper does give me fabulous texture, which is, it's a rough
Mm-hmm.
surface, so I can dry brush beautifully
Mm-hmm.
on it, and it gives me some beautiful marks. Oh look, you might be able to see my little orange bug. It's walking across the painting now.
Oh yes, look, everybody can see.
Just having a little check around. It's really beautiful.
No criticism though, if you don't mind, please.
Oh, from the bug?
Yes.
Do you want... Oh, it flew away. It got scared by my brush.
As long as it wasn't scared by the painting.
It might have been. A big rock! I'm frightened.
Tell you what I must do actually, the Payne's Grey I've got in my travel kit here is the White Knight's Payne's Grey,
Okay,
and it really is just black,
all right.
and I think I need to top it up with some Winsor & Newton so that it's grey, not, you
Not
know,
black.
yeah,
Not quite
yeah,
so
don't
stark.
like it, yeah.
What about the Shinhan Payne's Grey? Have you had that one?
They don't do it, do they? Because it's a chemical colour.
Oh, so it's not. They don't use
So
it
they
like it's
don't-
like a neutral
Don't
tint
make it, yeah, yeah. Which is a bit of a trial. Because, yeah, I do like the Shinhan, as you do too.
Yes, we both like Shinhan a lot. There's a big lump of this pinky red rock down in that bottom
Yes, down
corner.
here.
Yeah.
I've used this colour for that. This is Potter's Pink.
Oh, you've used some of that?
And it just suits me. I think that
Yeah.
really is that colour.
I have used a mixture of rose,
Yeah.
pendant rose, and burnt sienna.
Okay.
So I'm going to shade it with greys and different things.
And there was a slab of that here in the foreground on the right hand side as well. I'm just going to just put that one in, because then that means I've got 2 lumps of pink rather than just 1.
Okay, I'm not sure I get across to that one, but I could add it anyway, couldn't I? Find somewhere else to
Just to
balance.
balance. And in the middle of this area here there was this screaming little patch of gold, and this very, very prickly little plant.
We've seen some very prickly little plants.
Horrendous thing it was. If you fell on that when you were walking around or climbing, you'd know it. I just want to put it in there because, as incongruous as it might seem to me, that's my memory.
Yes. Now I might put that in, but if I put it in, I'm going to put it in with quinacridone gold.
Okay.
But I'm not sure that I haven't left a little space for that, but it can still be a little splodge. Like you say, it's what we remember of the day as much as anything else, isn't it? And that's all a painting is our personal recollections and observances. Well, that's a big word.
It is, isn't it?
Observances. And when we get back into a different light in the UK, we'll probably look at them and go, blimey, these are dark.
Yes, yeah.
Just in that different lighting.
I was going to say, is that because of the lighting that we're using now, you know?
Possibly.
We're sitting in now.
Don't forget to follow the link in the description to take you to Sharon's full picture. And the same with Denise's, there is a link in the description that will take you to the full video of this painting. And don't forget to stay right to the end for a couple of fabulous little outtakes. Thanks for watching.
I've done the most embarrassing thing with this.
What have you done?
I've put it in the book upside down.
You were so excited to paint, you just didn't wait to find out which
if
way
anybody
up you
looks through this, they're going to wonder what's going on. What a back.
It's quite, it's just a rugged little bit. There's no big slabs.
Yes,
It's just lots
yeah.
of little bits of,
Sort of gubbins.
yeah, oogie-floogie. Is that a technical term?
Yeah, we'll make it one.
That's a little creature. You see this,
What
Sharon?
have you found?
Little orange
Oh yes.
bug.
Yes, well don't talk to it too nicely, it might bite.
Doesn't really look big enough to bite. But Sharon, it's orange. You've got to love it.
Everything I've met so far bites me.
You're too
Got a lovely
tasty.
collection.
You have.
Don't want any more. Start painting and suddenly everybody's a Picasso. It's a criticism, you know. Leave me alone. Doing my best. Trying as hard as I can.
It's all I know how to do.